Steve, have you seen my tongs?
No, I haven't, but why would you be looking in there? It's not very sanitary.
What do you mean not very sanitary? Where else would I keep them?
Well, in the closet. I don't want you bringing any dirt or sand into our kitchen.
Steve, I'm talking about tongs. The utensil. Are you thinking about thongs like sandals?
Oh, I see.
Honestly, I don't know how you would get by if I weren't around.
Yum, 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 yum.
Hi everybody and welcome to another edition of One Chef One Critic. I'm Karl Wells, food critic for The Telegram.
And I'm Chef Steve Watson of Central Dairies.
Well, Steve, I think now we will talk about tongs, the utensil.
And not thongs.
Right.
Okay, Karl, I feel that tongs are one of the most used things in the kitchen, and I always want to keep them at hand, because if I'm sauteing something on the stove, I don't want to burn them and start looking around for things, so I'd either keep them right by the stove or keep them on the oven handle, just like so. And the reason I use them more so than a fork, because what happens if you use a fork? Your meat will bleed and things like that, so for sauteing I would just turn them over there like that.
And you've got a giant pair of tongs here for dinosaur steaks.
Yeah, they're a bit silly really, aren't they? But anyway.
Yes, well, to each his own,
Oh.
but they are available if you want them. Well, coming up on the program today, our special guest is Tara Bradbury. Tara is the arts reporter for The Telegram, and what are we cooking with Tara today?
Today we will be preparing a shrimp Dijonnaise.
Oh, I like the sound of that. And we also have Kathie Hicks with us today. Kathie, of course, is with Spirit of Newfoundland Production. She's also a very good cook, and she's going to be whipping up some chocolate clusters with screech. So stay tuned. For a complete listing of One Chef One Critic recipes, wine lists, and more, check out our website. Let us know what you think of the show at 757-9600. And we're joined in the kitchen now by Tara Bradbury.
Hi.
Tara.
Hi, Karl.
Nice to have you on One Chef One Critic.
Thanks for having me.
And Stephen, what are we cooking?
Well, Tara, today what we're going to prepare is a shrimp Dijonnaise, and we're going to be serving that with some wheat-free pasta.
Perfect.
And we're going to get Karl to make that. He's going to saute that with some baby bell mushrooms and some beautiful array of different kinds of tomatoes, sweet tomatoes. So I think we should get started.
Perfect,
Okay, so we've got some beautiful shrimp here,
Okay.
but we're going to start with the sauce. I'm just going to put a little bit of cream into our pan.
Okay.
So cool that down, and then we'll add our mustard to that. So Karl, feel free whenever.
So I guess it's Dijon mustard.
Dijon mustard. That's what we're
Is
gonna
that where
do.
the shrimp Dijonnaise comes from?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So there we go. I've just got the cream on. I'm going to add
Yep.
some mustard to that.
So Tara, do you cook at home?
I do. I do most of the cooking at home.
What are some of your favorite dishes to prepare?
Well, we're gluten-free in my house, so we're kind of limited, but you know, you can get lots of good gluten-free products now. So I do a lot of risottos. Yeah, I don't know if you like risotto?
I love risotto.
Yeah.
Let's add some olive oil to this pan.
Do you use arborio rice?
I do. Yeah, I do a lot
Oh,
of
yes.
things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to start. Just
Okay.
turn back just a little bit.
Okay.
I just want over that. Just like this.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
And I'll give you the
tongs.
there, and feel free to turn them over.
Okay, perfect.
One year we lost a guest because of that. Want to make sure we don't lose you.
And I'm also going to add a couple of knobs of spyglass butter in there.
So,
There we go.
So how did you get into the newspaper biz?
how did I get into it?
Yeah.
I was like 6 when I decided that was what I was gonna
Really?
do. Yeah.
6?
Yeah.
I was 14 when I wanted to become a chef, but 6,
That is remarkable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to, maybe younger than 6, but I used to watch TV and write my own news stories. So, and my mom still has them. So I've got like articles on Princess Di getting married and
Wow.
the Iran hostage crisis, and you know, I was a little kid. But yeah, so not only was I going to be a journalist, but I was going to be a journalist for The Telegram. So,
Is that incredible?
yeah,
That
it just
is-
worked out.
Sorry.
Because today so many kids, they have no idea what they want to
Yeah.
do in life. You
Yeah.
know, it takes, and some of them end up doing 3 or 4 things before
That's
they
right.
kind of settle into something that
Sure,
they
yeah.
feel is right for them, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to get into this business when I was about 10. I thought that was early, but
I
6
knew
years of
that,
age is-
yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
I've seen pictures of you when you were a teenager on the radio.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
No,
You know what? He doesn't look that different. I'm not joking.
Now you're going to have to say something nice to him. He gets jealous, you see.
Oh, I do indeed.
Oh, madly jealous.
I do indeed. So they're sauteing up quite nicely.
Yeah.
And to our cream, I'm just
Okay.
going to touch of lemon juice as well,
Okay.
and that will reduce down by half. So
Do you want me to stir this at all? or-
absolutely,
Okay.
with a wooden spoon there.
Okay.
Now you write about artists and everything else, and chefs think of themselves being artists.
And
Have you ever wrote
I
about
would
artists?
agree. Yes, I have written about chefs.
Now, what about ice carvers? Have you
Ice carvers? That's a definite art, my goodness.
Yeah, so I'm an ice carver, so
sculpture.
feel free anytime.
Well, you know where to come when you got an idea. For a story.
Absolutely.
Shameless self-promoter.
Okay, sometimes you gotta do it.
Yeah. So tell me about, you are essentially a beat reporter.
Yes.
The arts is your
Yes,
beat.
yeah.
How do you like it?
I love it. It's a dream job, Karl. I get
Yeah.
paid to do things that I would do anyway, you know, go to shows and read books and go to art exhibits and,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's
It's
great.
fabulous, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. There's never a bad news story on my beat, you know. It's never, you know, some other beats you have to write stories that aren't so
Well,
happy,
yes, I
but
guess
usually
so.
mine are
Yeah.
good, you know.
There's the odd time, I suppose, when...
Funding gets cut or something,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
but generally, you know.
So do you just cover the island, or do you go off the island at all?
Well, I do when, you know, sometimes, like at the East Coast Music
Music
Awards,
Awards,
I'll go,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and write on our artists, and so sometimes, yeah, for sure.
But it's a provincial beat.
It's provincial beat,
yeah.
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
Just got a
got some
little bit of
booze?
brandy, a little bit of brandy into the sauce as well, and then we'll reduce that down a little bit more.
Okay, I'll stir that one again.
That'll give the sauce a little bit more depth and character.
Now, if you had an open flame, you could maybe flambe the
Flambe
shrimp
it.
or something like that, but this will do equally as well
Okay.
and burn off some of the alcohol within that sauce.
Okay.
So, Tara, are there any stories you've covered that have been particularly memorable for you, that really kind of resonated with you personally?
Yeah, that happens every day, you know, I know, well, you might have heard about the Warm Hearts campaign that I started for the Telegram, so that was an interesting one. I'd done a series on domestic violence and visited Iris Kirby House and met some of the residents, and that was the kind of story that I just couldn't really not take home. And then so the whole campaign came about, and we've raised, I think, over 20,000 in the past 2 years for.
That's excellent.
For 25,000.
I mean, for people now, because I know there are people out there who've never heard of the Warm Hearts campaign.
Right.
Just, give us a little brief synopsis on
Sure.
what the Warm Hearts campaign
What it
is
does?
about and what it does.
Yeah. So February is Violence Prevention Month, but it's also the most busy time of year for Iris Kirby House for a whole lot of reasons. And, it's the most stressful time of year too. And so they run at full capacity. So we just thought about, we wanted to provide some kind of comfort for the residents and the kids that are there, the women and kids. So we fundraise, but we collect new pairs of pajamas and other, winter clothing. And so in the past 2 years, we've gotten about 5,000 pairs of pajamas for kids and their moms. And and the money. We ended off every year with a big concert at the Arts and Culture Center with all kinds of local talent. And Linda Boyd is our patron. Linda of the Public Doll. She's been on the show.
That's right.
Sure, yeah.
Linda, who plays Rose.
She plays Rose, yeah.
I'm just going to put a little bit of nutmeg down there, just to add a little bit more flavour there. Shrimp are starting to look really nice, actually, and with that cream reducing down, it make a beautiful sauce. And Karl's doing very well with his pasta.
That looks delicious.
Yes, and just to recap, what I did was I put some oil in the pan, then I added the mushrooms and sauteed those for a bit, then I added the pasta, cooked that a little bit, put some salt and pepper in, then our rainbow of tomatoes, and
Perfect.
I've just kind of been tossing it around ever since.
And I've got some Italian flat parsley here, which I'm going to add at the last minute over the top as well. So
Great.
perfect.
Now, the Telegram, in the past couple of years, mainly I guess the past couple of years, has been branching out into other
Yeah.
platforms of the media.
Yeah, that's
Just
right.
talk about that for a little bit.
You know, we have a live blog in the morning, and we do videos online and slideshows, and yeah, it's different, for
Well,
sure.
I think it's all great because
is
people
great.
get their news in so many different ways
That's
now.
right.
You know, it's a constant.
That's right.
You know.
Exactly.
Well, everything's under control here, and this looks great, that looks great. You all look fabulous. So I'm going to go to the wine cellar and pick out a bottle of wine.
Perfect.
Perfect. Well done. So, okay, what I'm
Steve?
going to do now,
Okay.
Tara, I'm going to take this sauce here, and we'll just ladle a little bit of our brandy sauce and cream over the top, and then we'll just reduce it down for maybe a couple of more minutes,
Okay.
and then that'll be fine. That'll be it.
Excellent. It looks good.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello, Karl.
Well, your Presentes in Segovia portfolio seems to be growing every day, and I notice you've got 4 wines
Yes,
for me here
thank you.
today. We have shrimp Dijonnaise, as you know, and so I need some help today. I don't have a clue what to pick.
Lovely. I love shrimp. I have a few options for you. The first option is Portuguese wine from north of Portugal, and it's a blend, Loureiro and So-So, and it's very light and crisp. That will go really, really well with your shrimp, with lemony notes, so that will complement perfectly your
Yeah.
dish. And the second option is Albarreño, Condes Albarrey, from Rias Bages.
An old friend. That's a nice wine, yeah.
Yes, it's a lovely wine, very versatile. That will go really, really well, and it's medium bodied.
How much is that one?
And this one retails for $22.
Okay.
The third option I have is Criollos Torrontés from Argentina. 100% Torrontés, beautiful wine, Viognier style. Lots of different things going on with this wine. Lots of lemony, green fruit. Very, very nice. That will complement the dish
Price point?
as well. $16.
Okay. Very reasonable.
Very good price, excellent price. And the last option is a red wine, just in case you don't want to go
Yeah,
with
that's
a
right.
white wine.
Yeah.
I have this option. It's a Tempranillo, light in style, very well balanced, so it will also complement your dish really well.
And the Bracamonte would cost how much?
This will cost $20.
$20. Okay, so they're all pretty much, you know.
Very reasonable
reasonably
wines,
priced.
absolutely.
I must say I'm intrigued by the fact that this one comes from Portugal.
Yes.
There aren't a lot of Portuguese wines out there,
True.
well, not in our market. And this is crisp, as you say. It's lemony.
Yes.
So I think this is probably going to go quite well.
Ideal with your
Okay.
dish. It will be.
Thank you very much, Jennifer.
Now I added some Italian flat parsley to the sauce Dijonnaise, and I'm just going to add the shrimp with the sauce on top of our wheat-free pasta. A little bit more garnish of our Italian flat parsley. And let's go and join Tara and Karl in the dining room.
A little libation for you, Tara. There you go. Now, let's have a taste of this shrimp dish, which looks pretty good.
It does.
It does, yes. Very good.
See what the verdict is here.
It's delicious. It's really good.
It actually is very, very good. So, where do you come up with all the stories you do for the Telegram? How do you find these stories?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. After all this time, I
Does
guess.
somebody say, Tara, you've got to go out and do this today, or?
Well, yeah, sometimes they do, but I'm lucky. I have a good editor. He's never turned me down for a pitch yet. You know, so no, I pitch my own, and I got enough contacts in the arts community that they'll just let me know when something's on the go, or So yeah, no, they're good. They're good to me. They don't make me do, except one time they made me do firefighting training.
Oh,
That was a bit.
that doesn't sound very artsy.
No, but I cover life stories too. But that was before I was arts reporter.
Yeah.
And so they were training a group of women, and I went and did the full training
Okay.
with the women and the gear, and
Yeah.
it was in summer, and
Yeah.
oh yeah, I mean it was
Well, at
interesting.
least they didn't make you go, under the ocean in an upside-down helicopter or something.
No, for oil rig trainees, yeah. People have done that though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So who's the most interesting person you've ever interviewed?
Ever? Well, I interviewed Charlie Pride recently, and he's always really good.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's well up there now in his
He must be,
years.
yeah,
I think it was like late 70s, but
Yeah.
he's got a memory like you wouldn't believe, and he's really into star signs. And so I told him maybe 5 or 6 years ago, he asked when my birthday was, and I told him, and now when I speak to him, he says, "Oh yeah, you're a Gemini. Oh yeah."
He actually remembers
He
you?
remembers everything.
I'm
he remembers
amazed by that.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Although
and
he's always had a pretty big following here in Newfoundland.
He
I
has.
remember even as far back as the 70s.
That's right. He's been
Dating
coming
myself, but yeah, Charlie Pride was a big draw back in those days.
Yeah. He is now. He's like my one second anchor tenant.
Yeah,
Really?
So just
he comes a lot.
getting back to the arts
Sure.
community and the arts beat, you're talking theater, visual artists, all kinds of people, kind of come under that umbrella. But
Yeah.
which sector of the arts community would you say is the most robust here, the healthiest, the most vibrant?
That is a very hard question.
Yeah, that's what I'm known for.
Yeah,
My tough question.
Yeah, that's very hard. I'm gonna maybe music. Maybe
Yeah,
music.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, because
That makes sense.
there are a lot of musicians. I mean, there are a lot of visual artists too,
Yeah,
but music is everywhere. And even if
Yeah.
you're not a musician, you're somewhat of a musician,
Yeah,
right?
that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Tara Bradbury, it's been great having you on One Chef One Critic.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I'm just going to
Cheers.
cheer you on
Cheers.
for further success in your career. And we will be back with more of One Chef One Critic as Kathie Hicks of Spirit of Newfoundland Productions joins us to make chocolate clusters.
You've seen the show, and now there's a book. Cooking with One Chef One Critic by Karl Wells with Steve Watson features 120 recipes, more than 200 photos, and plenty of behind-the-scenes stories from this long-running series. Cooking with One Chef One Critic is available now.
The spirited folk at Spirit of Newfoundland Productions are multi-talented. They compose, they play, they dance, they sing, and they cook. But none cooks better than the Chief Executive Officer, Kathie Hicks, who is our guest on One Chef One Critic now. And welcome to the program, Kathie.
Welcome, Kathie.
Great to be here. Great to be known as
Perfect.
such a great chef. I try to be impressive.
Well, actually, you were telling us before we went on the air that this is a really simple recipe.
It is, and it's impressive because we're dealing with chocolate. Chocolate, which is very intimidating for most people, but not for us, right? So I've got some. You need a bit of chocolate. The best chocolate to get, of course, is Calibo. It's dark chocolate. It's a higher cocoa content, so it's less risky for getting grainy and gritty and all that. So you have a chocolate, and in here we've already tempered, so we've brought up to temperatures cream with that, melted it. Okay, so cream, we don't want to put any more in right now. Now that we've turned it off, we're going to add a little tiny bit more chocolate because we now start bringing the temperature down, and that's the key to making great chocolate. Bring the temperature down with a little bit. So we are going, you can make any flavor you want, and here, like for example, there's cherry flavor, there's orange flavor, you can go frangelico, whatever's in your liquor cabinet. We've chosen rum and raisin.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? Rum and raisin.
Screech.
Screech rum.
Okay, there you go.
That's in there.
See, Karl knows how to pour his screech, doesn't he? Yeah.
So you just soak your raisins in the screech overnight, at least 5 hours, get them in there.
Okay.
Just because we have the screech room now as well on top of it down at the Masonic Temple. So we have the Spirit of Newfoundland screech room. Carl's got a little bit more in there, right? They've soaked raisins, right? We're going to throw those in, our raisins, stir that around, Steve, and
We want to be careful not to put any water or anything like that
no,
into it.
water is the enemy of chocolate. No water, because it'll make it seize up and makes it gritty and all
Yeah,
of that. So,
yeah.
and we've got a bunch of mixed nuts in there. It's beautiful. Gives it
Water's
body.
the enemy of screech, too. by the way.
Water's the enemy of screech, right? So we're going to so we've got our raisins, a bit more going on in there.
Okay.
And now, and that's it. That's it. You're bringing the temperature down. You can put it on wax paper, or we've got little cups here. And remember, you can ask your guests when they're in your house, say, what flavor would you like of chocolate here tonight? And they think you got Lady Godiva
in the back there.
You don't
Right,
really.
yeah.
So you just fill your little cups now. And literally, you just put them in the fridge for like 15 minutes.
And they
you're
will all
done.
set up then, yeah?
That's
So,
lovely, yeah.
Of course, you don't want to serve a little cup, for your dessert.
No,
So,
no.
we have. I brought today, our screech cake. This is screech cake you can get at Screech Room, and it's very exciting because it's so good and tasty and full of screech. Right? It's a beautiful thing. Newfoundlanders are very lucky that we have the screech, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And congratulations are in order because you won Event of the Year again this year, did you not?
City of St. John's, Event of the Year,
Oh, my
second
goodness.
time, so we're very excited. We got our shows going, and congratulations to you guys as well. Your 6th season of One Chef, One
Yes,
Critic.
it's hard to believe, but
Cannot believe it. It's amazing.
we've lasted 6 years.
Yeah. And
And I see now you've got some nuts there. Would you garnish this at all, Kathie?
well,
with a few nuts on the top?
I would. So you got mixed no peanuts in there in this
No,
one, you know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
they're so nice. Yeah, you garnish it with like a cashew. We made some here already. A cashew on one, an almond on another, coconut slivered almonds. You can do whatever you want. Blueberry, you know, cranberry. Remember, chocolate is dark chocolate. That's healthy for you, full of flavonoids, brings your blood pressure down, all of that.
Which
and
we all
full of-
need.
Full of antioxidants.
Yeah.
Can you imagine chocolate's good for blood pressure? I shouldn't say that out too loud.
And
Make
screech
sure it's
keeps
good.
your blood thin.
You'll never freeze if you're going to screech, yes. So it's easy, and you can do it in the microwave as well, as you know.
No, yeah, just to temper
Yeah.
that chocolate.
But
yeah.
when the key with good chocolate in the microwave is that every 15 seconds, pull it out and
give it a little
mix
stir,
it.
yeah.
Make sure it's just warm enough to your touch or to your lips. Don't take it past body temperature at all. That would be too high.
Yeah.
So, and put it over a double boiler, of course. And remember, water is the enemy of chocolate. I learned that from Andrew Monroe, a great pastry chef, who taught me lots about chocolate.
That cake is, I know it has screech in it, but what
Yes.
kind of a cake would you describe that
It's like,
as?
have you had the Tortuga cakes in the Caribbean? Like, it's one of the Caribbean's biggest exports.
No.
This is even better
Oh, okay.
than the Tortuga cake. It's vanilla, creamy. It's full of pudding and screech, and it's so soft.
So
It's a delicate cake.
Are you selling those at?
Totally.
Oh,
yes.
great, okay.
Yeah, I just sold one to you. You don't know that.
Thank you very much, yes.
So I'm going to go for slivered almonds and
Okay.
And I've gone for
And
coconut.
I'll go with walnuts because walnuts are good for you as well.
very good for the heart. Yes, you
And
bet.
so is screech. Well, Kathie, thanks so much for being on the show.
thank you so
Continued success to you and Spirit of Newfoundland.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'll let everybody
And
know. Yeah.
before I bite into this, I'm going to say that's it for this edition of
One chef.
One Critic. Now, Claire.
Dig in.
All right, peel it back. You were going to go for the coconut.
He took it.
I took it.
He always takes the one that I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where else would I be looking? What do you mean not sanitary?
Well, it should be. Soap handle as well, so to speak. So, and the reason being with that is.